Uh, Good morning. Today I'll be just giving you some brief about my research on the Rajputana and the Marathwada region women. So this is a comparative study. My research, my PhD, my thesis on the comparative study in the Rajputana and Marathwada regions, which I observed during my visit to this particular regions, and I'm extremely thankful to the grand welcome that I got in almost all these areas, especially Rajasthan, the Shekhawati area, and of course the Bikaner regions where I could meet hundreds and hundreds of women, even including Jaisalmer also, including Jaisalmer. So it was a nice finding, and afterwards I had to continue with my Marathwada regions, Maharashtra, where I could visit Ratnagiri villages, Savantawadi, the deeper interior portions of Sonodli, Shiroda, and the covering regions which I had to also check out was Nasik, where I have some court cases pertaining to women. So I could even visit some women rights organizations wherein people came across a lot of thing that they had to interact with me and explain. So this is basically a comparative study. My research is on a comparative study about the awareness related various laws protecting women, especially the Domestic Violence Act. So yes, I would definitely like to put it up to you all chapter wise. So that's domestic violence. What does it mean? And what does it include? It includes battering, sexual abuse of female, household children, dowry related domestic violence, marital rape, female genital mutilation, and other damaging, traditional practices, non spousal violence. Yes. We could also see, intimate partner violences, which women couldn't tolerate, and we have a lot of redressal agencies like the National Women Rights Commission, where yes, women are taken care of if there is any redressal of any grievances has to take place. So yes, when we talk about physical, sexual, and psychological violence, physical, sexual, and psychological violence, friends. Now, this is tolerated by the state. This tolerated by the state wherever it occurs, including rape, sexual abuse, sexual harassment, and intimidation in workplace, in education institutions, and elsewhere, trafficking in women, and forced prostitution. So, wherever it occurs, physical, sexual, and psychological, very important. There is, we can see many cases where it leads to psychological issues with the women. So, violence against women is a result of historically unequal power relationship between men and women, which have resulted in male dominance and discrimination against women, as well as denial of women's full advancement. So, poverty, discrimination, ignorance, social instability are all common predictions of violence against women in all civilizations. We can see cultural factors also aiming at sustaining the male supremacy and female subjugation, even defended in the name of venerable traditions. These are the most persistent opponents of a woman's dignity and security. So throughout their lives we see violence against women stems primarily from cultural patterns. Yes, primarily from the cultural patterns. That is, their lives, their violence against women stems primarily from the cultural patterns, the negative effects of certain traditional or customary practices. So later on, when we went into research, we saw that in most of the poor countries also, violence acts against women are frequently acknowledged and justified as cultural threats. Wife beating, for example, is regarded as a part of the natural order in many countries and is glorified in songs also. In songs also we can see this particular aspect of things has been what do you say, glamorized. In many civilizations, husband's right to beat or physical harass his wife is sincerely held belief. So under certain circumstances, even women see in certain level, they also see certain level of psychological, physical abuse as appropriate. Now, gender norms, yes, or we can say gender norms on erroneous ideas of men and women, roles and obligations in relationship provide, of course, justifications for violence. Most women find it difficult to imagine a life free of harassment, a life free of battering, a life free of sexual assault. And because violence against women is so deeply ingrained in the society that many women believe that they are to blame. Many perpetrators of violence believe that rape, battering, sexual harassment, child abuse, and other forms of violence are acceptable because of powerful cultural, signals that is given even in the society. So it's like millions of women around the world from all socioeconomic and educational backgrounds. Just imagine, friends, in my research, I saw that even I'll be speaking to you some of the cases where highly qualified women are also subjugated to such type of violence. And it's extremely sad to see that at times it takes around 3 to 4 years in court to get them justice. So there has to be a tremendous change in the judicial system, including our the three main pillars of our we can say about our republic. So that is the police, the judiciary, and the legislators. So very very important aspects. Unless these three works together, it's justice denied. It is justice denied. Justice delayed is justice denied. So we will see also some of the cases where it took a lot of patience from our law, from not only we lawyers but also National Women Rights Commission, National Child Rights Commission, where people have got redressal effects in a better way, So even our recent alternate dispute redressals has come a long way in helping out women, like mediation in courts. We have mediation also. So it is like when we were talking to the village women, whether they are aware of this alternate dispute